Alrighty, welcome to Nested Loops. We're doing Shape Up, and I believe what 11 and 12, chapter 11 and 12. So I'll turn it over to Jeff. Let's go. All right, Jeff, share your screen.
All right, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, so here we are, Basecamp, Shape Up book, summary of chapters 11 through 12. All right. So chapter 11 is called Get One Piece Done. So basically this is about how to make small steps to get to a very large project. Their main thing I really call team task alignment. So, and I paraphrased that whole chapter in this one giant sentence or two. If siloed sections of your team work on disparate parts of a project, it will be very hard to show that anything is working. Outsiders will think that you and the team will be frustrated. Efficient, but still nothing will work. So you have nothing to show, but if you align them and have the front and the back end coordinate and collaborate together, then you will get working elements of your project, which will obviously, to whoever your client is, whether that's an internal client or you're an agency, or even internally, will help to keep the team motivated so that there'll be parts that are working and show-offable. So kind of what is the summary of that? If you could say it, you have to keep a common goal, end frustration, and make it look like you're getting stuff done with achievable and impactful goals. So it's basically the theme of the book throughout this is don't bite off more than you can chew in small little steps, right? So here's some tips that the book provides. Programmers don't need to wait. Well, what the hell does that mean? That basically it means that the guy's telling you that you shouldn't keep programmers waiting. They should be starting on things, even if the front end, we use what's called mock-ups, or if you use wireframes, even if they're not finalized, have the programmers get started on the back-end systems that will run those front-end concepts. Even if it's just the display programming, have them do it so that it will help everyone conceptualize and bite off these small sections of the project. And it also depends on what you have to do. In some situations, obviously, where you have lots of work on other projects, you don't want your programmers to start if there's other things they could be doing. So use your judgment with this one. He goes into great depth to point out that concept mock-ups or wireframes need not be perfect to begin. So obviously there's some web development shop, and it will actually in the end take you longer. That perfection, that's for Terry. Okay, he also says types are a great way to get alignment. So what he is proposing there is, besides just making mock-ups, actually making front-end prototypes that work. Not that they're not connected to databases or the back-end system, but just if buttons click, they click. If you submit some data, it doesn't look things up in the database, but then you click submit, it'll bring up a mock-up screen of what a common response would look like, so that people get a much better feel for things. I don't know if that's so necessary in our group here at Hedgeye, as we have a great understanding, but if you're dealing with a lot of external stakeholders or external clients, it is a great way to help get their buy-in, not go too far down the road with your concept work. Here's another helpful tip: program just enough for the next step. So what he's proposing is once again, as you break a larger project up into smaller steps, program just enough to get that working so that it's demonstratable and people can buy off on it. Into the next chapter is when you have a really large scope, you don't necessarily have to start at the beginning, right? So let's say you're building a website from scratch. The beginning would be, say, a login, right? Don't necessarily start with that. Start with some features that are core, small, and novel. So whatever your core feature of your website is, let's say your website is a meme maker. Don't start with the login. Start with the function that makes the meme so that it really gives people a conceptual idea of what you're doing and help